So welcome to the UK News Today. Today we news that children torn from parents under Trump's new immigration policy are kept in CAGES and staff can't touch them. 25 migrant children, including babies, are being separated from their families under the Trump administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy. Staring up in terror, a 2-year-old Honduran girl cries as her mom is searched and detained near the U.S.-Mexico border. The frightened toddler is one of thousands of children affected by Donald Trump's new zero-tolerance immigration policies. Under the controversial practice, migrant children, including babies, are being taken from their parents, while their moms and dads are sent to federal jails. Some youngsters are put in cages. They are wait alongside other unaccompanied kids, surrounded by material faced with four sheets instead of blankets. According to the journalist, allowed inside one facility, the lights are kept on the all hours of the day and there are portable toilets. And the youngest, separated from their families, are reportedly sent to 10 cities, which are equipped with toys and crayons and books. A senior doctor who visited one of the shelters said the staff were not allowed to comfort them, even when in previous distress. Rules are said to prohibit physical contact, leaving the employees unable to pick up screaming and upset infants. Dr. Colin Kraft, president of the American Academy Pediatrics (APP), records her visit to the shelter for children aged under 12. At first glance, premise looked like prison environment with 6 beds and periods, the independent reports. But the repeated soon came across the unhappy little girl, no other than two screaming and banging her sweet on a mat. Heartbreaking staff reportedly could not physically comfort her. The real devastating thing, as well, we all knew what was going with these children, and Grace said, we all knew that what weapon was. She did not have her mother. None of us can fix that. On Friday, U.S. officials said nearly 2,000 children were separated with adults at the border between mid-April and the end of May. It is thought more than 10,000 migrant youngsters, also including kids who arrived at the border without a relative, are now accosted by the Department of Health and Human Resources. Shelters are said to have been pushed to capacity. On its front page, the New York Daily News made a filing on the issue near writing colors. Even Trump, while the immigrant policy is starting to divide Republicans and the allies Democratic are turning up the pressures. Former First Lady Lauren Bridge called the practice cruel, while Republican Senator Susan Collins expressed concern about it. And the former Trump advisor said he thought the issue was going to hurt the U.S. president. Immigrant children are still children. Dr. Colin Kraft saying separating children from their parents contradicts everything we stand for as pediatricians. In a statement for American Academy of the Pediatrics (APP), she writes that family separations cause irreparable harm to youngsters. She also said the APP strongly opposes the Border Security and Immigration Reform Act, which streams the children to protections designed for their safety and well-being and disposed more than children not fewer to detentions, including long-term detentions. Should I separating children from their parents? Contract everything stands for age, tradition, protecting, promoting children care. We know that family separation causes inevitable harm to children. This type of highly stressful experience can disrupt building children's brain architecture. Prolonged exposure to serious stress we can lead to a long-term health consequences. She continues, we must remember that immigrant children are still children. Protection for the children in law or by the courts exists because children are uniquely vulnerable and at the high risk for trauma, tracking, and violence. And the campaign urged the U.S. the representative to reject the Border and Immigration Report Act. On Friday, Donald Trump has been weighed into the emotion controversial over the separation of the children from their parents. Her spokeswoman told the CNN that Mr. Trump has to see children separated from their families and hopes lawmakers from both parties can agree on immigration reform. Mr. Brush made some of the strongest comments yet about the policy from the Republican side of the side. Alien Border states, I appreciate the need to enforce and protect our international boundaries. But the zero tolerance policy is cruel, it is immoral, and breaks my heart. She wrote in the guest column for the week Washington Post Sunday. She compared it to the internment of Japanese Americans during the Second War, which she called one of the most shameful exposed in the U.S. history. Mentioned Senators, Ms. Collins said she favors tighter border security, but expressed deep concern about the children's separation policy. What is the administration has desired to do is to separate children from their parents to try to send a message that you can cross the border with children. Your children are going to be ripped away from you, she said. This is traumatizing to children who are innocent victims. It's not contrary to our values in this country. Former Trump advisor Anthony Scaramucci in the weekend interview that the children's separations interview could be dangerous for the president who should be immediately fix this problem. This is the views that has been it. He said, the president is going to get hurt by this issue if it stays out there very, very long. The sign of splittering of the Republicans' support come up to a long-time Trump ally, Reuel Franklin Graham, called the policy disgraceful. The numbers of religious groups, including some are conservative, some who push to stop the practice of separating immigrant children from the parents. This pressure is coming. White House officials have tried to distance themselves from the policy. Mr. Trump has blamed the Democrats for their situations. However, the administration put the policy in a place and could easily end it after it led to a spark, the cause of split, disgust with families. Nobody likes breaking up families and seeing babies ripped from their mother's arms, and said President Consular Lindsey Conway. In May, U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced zero tolerance policy that refer all cases of illegal entry for a criminal persecution. U.S. prohibits and detain children with their parents because the youngsters are not charged with a crime and parents are. The administration official had defined the treaty as necessary not secure the border and the suggest who could act the determinant to illegal immigrations. As a being held to in government, firstly, some children are released to adults sponsored placed at temporary foster care. Trump plans to meet House Republicans tomorrow to discuss spreading immigration legislation aimed at election season. Debates over one of his favorite issues. The House is expected to vote this week on a bill pushed by the conservation that may not have enough support passed, and a compromise measure with key proposals supported by the president. The White House has said Trump would sign either of those. Yesterday, there were Father's Day demonstrations against the practice of separating children from their parents at the border. Democratic lawmakers joined protesters outside immigration detection in New York, Texas. This must be not who are as a nation, said the representative Toddler, one of 7 members of Congress from New York and New Jersey, who met with the 5 detainees inside the facility in East Elizabeth, New Jersey. 3 of these detainees reportedly said they had young relatives removed from their care after seeing a symptom at the borders. Roy Chugard, 48, attended one of the protests with his wife, Linda, and their sons, Julia, 8 and 11 years, Sebastian. It's hard for me to enjoy Father's Day, knowing what is happening to other children and families, he said. It is heartbreaking. Thank you very much for listening to the UK News today. I hope you enjoyed this news. Please subscribe and share this news to your friends or your families. Thank you.